Hello my most amazing artists, and welcome back to a brand new project. I'm super excited about this project because it is inspired by one of my favorite street artists, James Goldcrown, otherwise known as J Goldcrown. That's how he actually signs his artwork. And we should have already looked at some photos of his artwork and learn a little bit about him as an artist. And we are going to use his artwork as inspiration for ours. So we're going to learn how to draw a heart. You only need two things to get started on this project. You need some kind of dark colored paper. I'm going to be using black paper, but you can use like a dark blue paper, dark purple paper might look nice, dark green, dark red. We just want a darker color because our pastels that we're going to use are going to stand out a lot more and be a lot brighter and more vibrant on a darker colored piece of paper. And that leads me to my next material. I am going to be using oil pastels, but you're free to use chalk pastels if you want to. All right, and that's all you need. So before we get started, let's go ahead and say our class mantra all together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. My mantra: I am positive, I am creative, I am mindful, I am amazing, I am an artist. All right, artists, let's go ahead and get started. All right, here are those oil pastels that I was talking about earlier. Now these are really cool art material because they are kind of like crayons, but they're a little bit thicker, more waxy, and the color is a lot more vibrant. As you can see, if I put it on my finger a little bit, then the color comes right off of my finger. However, we do not want to draw on our hands or draw on our faces or our clothes or anything like that. We should only be drawing on our paper, okay? So Miss McGuire is going to bring you a black piece of paper just like this. This one is 16 inches by 10 inches, okay? But you can use any size of paper that you want to. And remember, we want our paper to be a darker color. So I'm going to use black, but you can use like a dark blue, dark purple, etc., etc. Miss McGuire is also going to come around and bring you a small white piece of paper. And you're going to also need a pencil, okay? I want us to practice drawing hearts first before we draw them on our black piece of paper, okay? So let me show you how to draw a heart. Well, a heart is pretty simple to draw. It is actually 2 letters put together, okay? So the first letter is a V, just like that. And then we're gonna put an M at the top. See that? So first there's a V, and there's an M on top. And you can make small ones, or you could make big ones. We just need to practice drawing our hearts first before we draw on our black paper. If you fill up the front page, then you can flip it over and practice some more on the back. First a V, then an M. First a V, then an M. First a V, then an M. Now, you might already know how to draw a heart, so you can just draw it however you want to. But this, my friend, is the easiest way when you're just learning how to draw a heart. First a V, then an M. All right, after you're done practicing, we can start drawing our hearts on our final black piece of paper. And as you can see, I have a lot of different colors of my oil pastels here. We should use a bunch of different colors today. We should not make all of our hearts just pink or all of our hearts only blue, okay? We want to have some blue ones, some pink ones, we have purple, we can have orange ones, red ones, okay? So experiment with all your different colors that you have today. All right, I'm going to start out with yellow, but you can of course start with any color you want to. And I'm just going to start drawing hearts. Start with a V, then an M. And as you can see, this oil pastel shows up very nice and bright against this black paper. After you draw your heart, you want to go over it 1, 2, 3 times. Okay, that's going to make your heart very bright and stand out more. Now with oil pastels, it's pretty cool because you can actually take your finger and smudge it a little bit very carefully. We don't want to tear our paper, so I'm holding my paper down with one hand. With my other hand, I'm just using one finger to smudge that oil pastel. Okay, So let me show you the difference between after you smudge it and before you smudge it. This is without smudging and this is with smudging. So it creates a really cool effect when you smudge your oil pastel. So I'm just going back and forth, pressing down kind of hard, but not too hard because I don't want to rip my paper. And you're gonna want to draw your hearts with one color first. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a bunch of hearts in yellow first. Start with a V, then an M, and then we need to go over it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Now we're gonna take our finger and smudge it out. Ooh, careful not to rip your paper. That's why I'm holding it with one hand and smudging with the other hand. All right, this is looking beautiful already. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up my yellow hearts and I'll be right back. Alright, so I think I'm done with my yellow hearts for now. Miss M is also going to give you a wipe, okay? And this is to help you clean your fingers. You see how my fingers are kind of yellow and icky right now? Well, I want to clean those before I get a new color, okay? So after you put all your hearts down in one color, we're going to clean our fingers off. And you can see it comes off on the wipe. Set the wipe off to the side. And now we can choose our next color, okay? So I think I want to do pink, and it's the same exact process, all right? Notice with my yellow hearts, I did some bigger ones, I did some smaller ones, and I spaced them out across my whole entire paper, okay? We don't want all of our hearts to just be on one side of our paper. We want to fill our whole paper with these beautiful hearts, okay? So let's go over how to draw a heart again. First a V, then an M. Very good. After you draw it, we need to go over it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. After you go over it 3 times, we're going to take a clean finger. I just cleaned mine off, so these are good to go. And I am going to smudge out that pink, just like these. Very good. Now, there's something really cool that you can do actually, and that is called overlapping. That means when you put one shape on top of another shape. So right here, I already had a yellow heart, but I'm gonna put a pink heart off to the side. So it's kind of overlapping that yellow heart. So I drew it, I went over it 1, 2, 3 times. Take my finger and smudge it out. All right, you see how I overlapped these 2 hearts? All right, so it's just slightly on top of that yellow heart. We definitely want to practice overlapping our hearts because the artist that has inspired this artwork, James Goldcrown, the street artist, he always overlaps his hearts. So we are also going to overlap ours. All right, I forgot to go over this heart 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now I can smudge it because I only went over it once and it didn't look very nice. So make sure you go over your hearts at least 3 times. All right, and I'm still making some bigger and some smaller. All right, I think I'm done with my pink. So now I'm gonna wipe my fingers off, get all that pink off of there. What color should I do next? I don't want to choose yellow or pink because I've already got those on there. So I think I will choose purple. All right, same process. Draw a V, then an M. Go over it. 1, 2, 3. Now my fingers are clean, so I can smudge it out. Make sure to be very careful not to rip my paper. All right, and just like we did with our pink and yellow hearts, we can overlap. Okay, so we can put some hearts on top of each other. All right, done with my purple. Gonna clean my fingers. And up next, I think I want to do red. I'm still spacing out my colors. So I have yellow all over my paper, pink is all over, purple and red. I want to switch my colors, so I'm just going to clean my fingers off. And oil pastels kind of stain your finger a little bit, okay? So the color might not come off all the way, but it's okay. It will eventually, okay? So do not worry. We are not gonna be washing our hands in the middle of this project, all right? Just keep on going. Art can be a little messy sometimes, and that is perfectly fine. So far, I absolutely love how this is turning out. It's looking absolutely beautiful with all of these hearts and all the different colors and the overlapping and the layering. It's looking so beautiful. And I'm gonna keep on going until I fill up my whole entire paper with these beautiful hearts and colors. I think I am pretty much done. I didn't use every single color that I had, but I wanted my hearts to be as colorful as possible, so I didn't really want to use brown or white or black. I chose to use my brighter colors, okay? But you can experiment with these colors if you want to. All right, now I'm done, so I'm just gonna clean off my fingers using that wipe, okay? And just so you guys know, I did accidentally break an oil pastel, but it's okay if it's an accident, okay? If you break them on purpose, then we're not going to be able to use them anymore, okay? We'll just have to do this project with crayons instead, which is not as much fun because you can't really smudge your crayon just like you can in oil pastel, okay? So it's okay if they break on accident, but please do not break them on purpose. All right, and this is pretty much what yours should look like. As you can see, I have a lot of hearts overlapping each other. I'm using a lot of different colors. Some hearts are tiny, some hearts are bigger. All right, I hope you guys have a lot of fun drawing your J. Goldcrown inspired heart artwork. I know they're gonna be amazing because you guys are amazing. I will see you next time. Bye, guys.